Warpugs, here we go. It's Fleekazoid, and it's one of the first Space Marine 2 reviews I'm actually taking a look at. Guys, I know the flood is coming, but here we go. Fleekazoid, this was requested by Note.avi, but this isn't a situation I'm going to be saying note for. I am hoping at some point to be able to play Space Marine 2. It's a time thing, it's not anything else, it's just a time thing, guys. I am really hoping to be able to play Space Marine 2 at some point in the near future. We'll find out. But Warpugs, I know Fleekazoid is about to make everybody laugh. Guys, if you have not seen Fleekazoid, this is the first time that you guys are seeing Fleekazoid, you really do want to go over and check this channel out because, yeah, you're going to see why in a few seconds. Make sure you subscribe and like this video. Subscribe and like Fleekazoid's video. Let's get right into it. Here we go, guys. The Space Marine 2 review. And it says, why Space Marine 2 will supersize your nuts.
Disclaimer, if you know the 40k lore, this video will probably give you an aneurysm.
I already have them about 5 times a day. You're not doing anything to me at all.
Spider-Man 2 is really just a fantastic game with an incredible story about friendship, what it means to clean up your house, and Space Marine 2 is gonna fill you up with so much testosterone, you're gonna grow a third nut. That's spare tire, baby. You know what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
This game's gonna get you going to the gym on a Sunday. This will get your peaches looking like a forest before the McDonald's comes in to add a 400th location. CMJ's
Nice.
jawline, that jaw's folded 1,000 times.
Holy God, the jawline. She doesn't have a chin, she has a pharaoh.
I could cut through a cinder block. And you know how she got that? By playing Space Marine 2 for 100 hours. And also probably about 100 hours of Jaws-er-size. Somebody get a sword and use that thing as a whetstone. Space Marine 2 is the antidote to loneliness, the suppressant of depressants, the cure for the common man that craves just one moment of absolute victory. So if you're complaining that this game isn't hard enough, fuck off on back to Dark Souls and every other Souls-like that comes out every time Miyazaki takes a shit. Space Marine 2 is for the dudes that don't have a humiliation kink and need to get their balls stomped on at night because life fucks them enough during the day. They want a fire extinguisher for their pain.
Let's go!
Not a reward for taking on more. Space Marine 2 is for the dudes that don't care about a 40-hour story about Thad gods learning how to live, laugh, and love again. They want to serve a god and extend the endangered species list in his name. Space Marine 2 is for those that know the Emperor's will is the only true will.
Yes!
War is not peace, even more.
Yes!
Good morning, Imperium!
Oh God, it's lovely. Oh! God, I love it. God.
First up, let's talk about the story and lore. The story in this game is incredible. I was locked into it just as much as the first game. And that is to say, I was not paying attention at all.
You don't have to.
I don't need to know all the details.
Right.
I don't care why we do what we do.
I care when.
I sweat loyalty and I shit service. The Emperor calls, I answer. That being said, the game has the pacing of a booger sugar binge, the length of a Colombian marching powder rail, the lines go harder than ever, and oh, never miss an opportunity to butcher lore. Quick, strap down the lore goblin before he can get away. We play as the Ultramarines, patron saints of loving what they do and hating who they do it to. And in this game, we are part of a roided up pest extermination squad.
The Purgathon is on, and we're killing
Yeah.
former employee.
Damn straight.
40k HR is HK. Got a problem with how the Emperor's running things?
Well, I have a problem with you running. Let me take a look at those.
This is true, okay? I don't care if you have a problem with the way the Emperor is running things, because then you're a heretic.
Can you dig it? Good, then dig this. I'll answer 2 more questions.
Okay.
First, you may be wondering, why are we killing all these bugs? Look around. Every game out there nowadays is cats or dogs or something you can pet, but notice how this game has none? That's because the Xenos are eating our dogs under no good Leondros' rule. Bubbles is now barbecue.
Oh my
Barbecue
God.
Bubbles, that's what we call them. Second, many people ask, what the fuck's a Space Marine in the first place? A Space Marine is what happens when you force a man through hundreds of years of TRT, then make him take an oath of no bitches. They also have way too much testosterone and crippling ED, making them the newest entry to the literally me genre. They are hatred, they are love, they are the militaristic middle ground between human wave tactics and fuck it, let's nuke the entire planet. And this
More to the second on that one, because dropping 1,000 Space Marines on a planet, you'd be better off just nuclear bombardment, okay?
middle ground is often required because when guardsmen are deployed, their life expectancy can be tracked on an hourglass. Some
Yeah.
people get 15 minutes of fame,
That's
and Imperial
charitable.
guardsmen get 15 minutes of life.
You're the real heroes. Oh shit, there goes another one.
How's
Yep.
the lore goblin do? Oh, he's dead. Let's talk about gameplay. The combat has gotten even better than the first one. As soon as you boot up
Look how good it looks, too. My God, it's a beautiful game.
this game and get that first chainsword takedown, that third nut's gonna drop like Ubisoft stop. Beat the game and you might just collect all the Dragon Balls. Space Marine 2 plays like a dopamine-fired soul train. You boot it up and it's hard to hop off because it has so much momentum and the core combat is so much fun that you keep wanting just one more takedown, just one more mission.
One more heritage.
Yes.
Fuck eating, fuck sleeping. You know what you can't do while you're eating? Call in the soul train to run over 100 bugs. You know what you can't do while you're sleeping? Evaporate your enemies by running through them. Who needs dreams?
This is actually true. This is actually technically something you can do. If you're wondering if that's lore accurate, that is insanely lore accurate. The only difference between what happens on the what was happening on the screen there and what a Space Marine can actually do, a Space Marine moves at about 55 kilometers an hour at a full sprint. So, and he weighs about a ton in his armor. So, good luck with that.
When your reality is a power fantasy. REM sleep, bitch, I got a Remington.
The Emperor needs you, brother. Are you man enough to answer the call?
Oh,
Please
God, I
note,
love it.
rejection of this call will result in death.
Yep.
Immediate death. Also,
Yep.
this is not a toll-free call. You're
True.
gonna have to pay that too.
A big reason
Collect
for
call.
why this combat feels so good is because Space Marines are the embodiment of impact. Space Marines
Yeah.
are big, chunky, 600-pound, muscle-bound Bible thumpers. They run slow, hit hard, and they leverage roid rage to hit even harder. You see a horde, you feel bad for the horde.
Yeah.
Yes, you're capable of taking cover because you are the cover. It still plays like the bastard child of God of War and Gears of War, but now you get even more toys like parrying, yoinking, counter shots, and dodging to help set up even more takedowns. Which takes us into the next thing that puts Space Marine 2 above the ever-increasing amount of bug-killing games, takedowns. Does that one bug keep annoying you? The difference
Yes.
between Helldivers and Space Marines is that Helldivers will kill that bug, Space Marines will annihilate them. Look at that takedown. That's what annihilating takedown. My God, that's the best takedown I've ever seen. Shut the fuck up, Ashley. Talking now. Rip it in half, rip its face off, rip out its fang, then shank him 10 times. Systematically disassemble every last cell in that thing's body. If your nuts don't tingle just looking at this, uninstall them. Double it and give them to the next guy. Sure, there's a joy in killing it, but there's an absolute climax in annihilation. Especially with all this Ministry of Love, please. Look away for a second. Especially with all this gore. This is like one of Quentin Tarantino's wet dreams.
I know, right?
Without the feet ministry. Keep looking that way.
Why the need for so much gruesome graphic violence? Why not let us...
Because it's so much fun, Jan. Get it, yoink.
As for the weapons, starting with the melee, you got the power sword, you got your power fist, you got your power hammer, but you know why they don't have to call it a power chain sword? Because they don't need to convince you. They don't have to subliminally program.
No, you don't need to be convinced it's a power chain sword. It's a chain sword. It's literally a chain saw sword. What more do you want to know?
You just to take a spin, catch one of these Xenos on your blade, and you'll see the power. It's reliable, it's brutal, and when your gore system looks like this, it's the only way to go. Guns-wise, surprisingly, the plasma weapons in this game are pretty good, but they are still plasma weapons, so fuck every last one of them. I don't wait in line, I don't wait for my turn to speak, and I don't wait for marriage. If I go to the airport and my plane isn't there, I leave. I won't be disrespected like that. Henceforth, why would I wait for my gun to charge up? Because it does good damage? Because it's better than every other pistol, I refuse on principle. And that's why the melt-a-gun and the heavy melt-a-gun are the only guns I recognize now that the Storm Bolter didn't make a return. See a horde coming your way? What?
Goodbye.
2 damage numbers. I am God. Also, the melt-a-gun's broken in a very helpful way that I'm not gonna say because the haters will sabotage me, but I'm gonna hint that it's on the screen right now. And Saber, if you fix this shit after my elite high-tier commendation of it, I swear to God. Another fantastic thing about this game is the set pieces. Now, I hate to get all Hollywood on you. You get all flaccid, start talking like someone who yanks it to master classes, but the set pieces in this game are awesome. There's armies fighting, tanks rolling, bombs dropping, bodies burning. You have to do an escort mission, but you're not.
And it's all interactive too, which is insane.
Not escorting some damsel in distress. You're escorting a damsel causing distress. A big old mechanized beauty. I think I feel fourth nut coming in. With how many bad open world games we get these days, I forgot just how alive a nice custom tailored linear action game can feel. But what isn't alive are these AI teammates. And I'm just gonna ever so diplomatically say, what the fuck, and then submit to you the following evidence. Yeah, get him, Bulwark, get him, Bulwark. Now get that takedown. Where are you going? Right about now, let's say you bought Space Marine 2, ensured the continuance of your bloodline, but the game finished before you did. What now? Let me introduce you to the PvP mode. Just kidding, never mind. This mode's actually pretty fucking shit. Let me introduce you to the wow, what a bad mode. One of the worst. So bad. Let me introduce you to the PvE mode known as Operations. This is my shit, Asterisk.
Okay.
Not only do you get more missions, but you get more customization. It's like Barbie, but for big, strong, manly, tough guys like you and I.
Brother, does this red make my space my cheeks look big?
But I'll warn you in advance, customization comes with a risk. You may choose yellow because it shows off your cheery personality, but welcome to Warhammer 40k, where that means you gun down civilians for fun. You may choose black because you want to look cool, but that actually means you have no dick and no balls. That's right, the Black Templars engage in Dick Chopicus Offitorium. Now, do I know that for a fact?
No.
Hell no. But if enough people repeat it, it'll become a fact. You can get around the accusations by going dark gray. Well, now you're in the most racist Space Marine chapter in the universe. I chose purple because I wanted to be a pimp Marine, but then someone told me that means I'm a turncoat that betrayed the Emperor to get some Slanussy.
Yeah, that's true.
Hey, I'm so shy. I guess I'll just wait here for the Slanesh to come pick me up there.
And if you really want to have a good time, mix and match the colors, using each one to represent a different heinous crime you like to commit. Better yet, maybe you
Skittles, taste the rainbow.
like to commit them all, and in that case, put the whole rainbow on your armor.
Jesus,
so that
that's
you're open to
ugly.
anything. Now, as fair warning, the PvE does introduce leveling and class systems, and this does change the dynamic a bit because you have to constantly up the difficulty to upgrade your gear, and that's gonna throw off the power fantasy until you can get that gear. So whereas the campaign's entirely this, that was too fucking easy. Run that back, I want to kill that boss again. Operations mode is more like this.
One bullet left. Hey, thank you for dying. I'm here to give you a big old hug. Thank you for dying.
Oh my.
I appreciate everything that you've done for me.
But the takeaway here shouldn't be don't play this mode.
I want to play a Bulwark Black Templar so bad.
It should be don't play this class in this mode because Assault is ass. It's in the name. His special ability is Dying. You know what? Splooge some wisdom on you. Here's your definitive guide to classes. You ready? Vanguard's like playing as an overweight cloaker, but at least you get all your weapons. Bulwark's the class you play when Vanguard's taken. Tactical's like playing as Titus minus all the good secondaries in Rage mode. Assault and Sniper's like playing as the Make-A-Wish Marines. Your teammates are just happy if you're alive. And Heavy is a class you don't think about at all until you see him at the top of the leaderboard for most kills and most damage done.
Yep. Oh god, I love that shot.
Maybe not definitive, but I got the shit on Assault one last time, so it was worth. And if you disagree with me,
then I disagree with you, your bloodline, and your entire homeworld being alive. Exterminatus, bitch!
Yes! Yes!
Loser Leandros loves this mode because he can lose even more. That loser. What a loser.
No, stop. Oh! Bruh.
Buy the game, motherfucker! I double dare you!
Thanks to the Imperium of Pimps for funding this video, and another huge thanks to all the pimpers for expanding the Exterminatus Fund. I will see you all for another video very soon. Alright, goodbye. Alright, goodbye.
War Pugs. I started watching people playing this game. I've watched a couple of my friends play this game. My God, it is the most beautiful thing that I have seen. It is exactly what I would want to see out of a game for 40K. I want to see other games for 40K. We have been starved for good games 40K wise. Like, there are a couple of them, like of course the original Space Marine, Mechanicus, a couple of things like that. There is a game that's right now, I believe it's in alpha, where it's an orc racing game, which is kind of fun. I played it a little bit, but this thing sold like hotcakes, so I'm hoping that we'll get more in the ways of fun 40K games. Fantasy has kind of gotten the best of all worlds. Segmentum Commander? Anyone? Warpugs, Fleekazoid's links are going to be in the description down below. Please go check him out. Like I said, this is pretty much what I expected out of him. Insanity and hilarity, and that's what we go for. All my links are in the description below. Join the channel as a member, or join Patreon for early access. I'm going to head out from here. To those of you that were asking, the reason that Shenanigans was canceled is because I had to take my wife to the hospital. She is perfectly fine. She has a condition that flares up every now and then, and it gets to the point we gotta take her to the hospital. She's completely fine though. Thank you guys that did message me concerned. I really do appreciate it. She is fine. She's just upstairs resting right now. I just want to give people an update because people have been asking me about it. I'm gonna take out from here. Thank you guys so much. I will catch you next time.